The tale of the sale. Callang Road, Eleanor, where sharing is caring. Buying a 75 metre square property when you only need 10. How does that work? Stay tuned. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. We're here. We're live. Morning, Mr. Novak. How are we today?
How are you? Good morning, Luke. Buddy Luke.
Oh, there he is.
There's Luke.
The boys are on. Yes, we are.
So, Nate, this is really interesting. People often buy or often seek only exactly what they're after.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
When it comes to commercial, you can always get a little bit bigger and sublet it. You can share if you care.
That's right. I think that's definitely the direction a lot of people go to initially. You know, they want to buy exactly what they want. They want to fit into it like a glove. You know, but then you've got these really like creative types, almost like these visionaries, I'd say. And it's a type of client that I had the privilege of working with recently, whereby they wanted to buy an office space in their local area, and they only wanted to use a very minor 10 metre squares worth of the property.
Nath, I'm going to roll out and let you tell the story. I'm going to be back in a sec. I'm going to do a restart. I got some feedback.
Go for it.
Stay.
Alrighty, so I'm live. I'm here writing solo, so I'm going to be a little bit of storyteller today. So the incredible Eleanor Heights, I'd say, you know, in a suburb that I wasn't particularly too knowledgeable on. I hadn't done a lot of my homework on. Had the privilege of being contacted by an incredible business owner and operator there in Callang Road. So once meeting and going into their office space, you know, we've gone about putting the property on the market, you know, doing what Novak does and doing what Nathan ARAYA does, and, you know, bringing on commercial properties. Now, as the campaign went on, we had an incredible client make their presence known and are looking to strictly buy a commercial office space, which is an incredible tick right there. And then, of course, only looking to utilize a very small portion of it. And the small portion was to be dedicated, and this is the great thing I can say, dedicated to a really good cause, which was a charity business. And so the wheels were in play, the wheels were in motion there of seeing that through. Now, just to give you a bit of an insight, so the building number 53, Callang Road in Eleanor Heights, and it's consisting of about 6 or 7 properties inside. Look, neat and tidy building, brick, completely solid. Is Mark coming back to me? There he is. There he is. And so, look, we've got... I was storytelling. Dabbling.
Too.
So up to the part where we're talking about the premises, you've got the client in, and you know, we're communicating the type of deal that they wanted to implement, which was utilizing 10 square meter space worth of about the 78 that it were. To perfectly engineer something like this, though, took having obviously an accurate floor plan at play, which we did. And the beauty of it was the buyer highlighted exactly what they wanted to utilize in the premises. And then, of course, there being 2 car spaces, they wanted to have access to one of those as well, which therefore meant it was pretty straightforward. But I'd say for someone that, you know, wouldn't really know how to communicate this effectively, it could really have gone down a bit of a bind. But we'll get more on that in a moment.
And you know what else with people doing this sharing is caring spaces, you've got, if your business grows, you've got a place to go into as well. So I like in this particular one in Eleanor, they're going to be, obviously the owner's going to be taking 10 metre square, and he's leaving the old owner. The new owner's taking 10 metre square, but he's leaving the old owner with 60 odd metres squared. I like that if the new owner needs to put more staff in or needs to grow his business, he can actually take 20 or 30 metres squared. You know what I mean? Like, obviously it's subject to a lease, and there's certain times he can and can't do that. But it's pretty cool that he can grow his business into that.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think with this one here, the fortunate thing was we didn't have the longest of leases at play, and it was all strategically around how long that initial lease was going to last for. And I think one of the most important things was having those two parties meet, for example, and then have that kind of positive relationship to kick start, because this wouldn't work in all cases. I got to say it's quite subject case to case, but in for this instance, they met, we've established that positive relationship from the get-go, and this is where we're able to transition into the story of sharing is caring.
Now tell me, tale of the sale, Kallang Road, Eleanor, 78, 80 metre squared shop, sold it for 7,000 metres squared, so for about 450K. What type of person sells this asset? What's the motivation?
Look, the motivation I think behind it is, let's look at Eleanor. I think it's a little bit of a whole. It's not a very commercial dominant area. It is quite suburban. You've got a lot of residential housing around it, and it's a very tightly held, a very close knit kind of an area. The type of person I think is looking to say, hey, I've owned this asset for about 15, 20 years. We've been through it all. We've seen its ups and downs, and it's like now it's time to look to move on. These are the type of sellers that we've got out there. But at the same time, too, they're probably not looking to let go completely, hence why they will have a lease in play, for example, leasing back to themselves most of the time.
It's a 20, 30-year-old accountancy firm, father and son. Son's getting a bit older. Then you decide, okay, look, I want to pull out my 500,000. It's a bit lazy. And I sort of don't want to be using this asset all the time. It's probably looking at it, underutilized. So then it's like time to dispose of the asset. Now, the type of person that would buy an asset like this, because often I'm in these little community shopping areas, and you look up at these offices and go, why would you want an office here? Wouldn't you want an office in a skyscraper in DY, like a skyscraper or a really nice precinct in DY? Or what's the type of profile of a person that buys an office in a little community set of shops? Because there seems to be a strong market for it these days.
There is, and I think it's obviously COVID's definitely done a number whereby locals have kind of sat down for a moment. They've been in their homes for a little bit too long, but at the same time, they've learned to look around and appreciate their local area. Kallang Road is beautiful. I've got to say, I'm a big fan of Kallang Road now, especially that awesome deli at number 55 deli. I mean, just stuff, businesses like that, for example. I mean, if you've got an office space next door to something that's offering the goods, by all means, you want to jump at it straight away. But it's definitely the locals, not wanting to travel too far as well. I think it's the convenience of having something really close by you can pop in and out of. It's already got that environment there established from all those other businesses, and I think that's another really incredible highlight of somewhere like Eleanor Heights. A lot of the tenancies in there, they're completely full, they're vibrant, they're happy, and it's just that's the type of energy people are looking for. That's the type of buyer that's out there wanting that energy.
And I think if there's like 500 homes or 1,000 homes around that area, it's just super practical to get, and also super professional to get out of your home with your business. In these circumstances, it was you probably mentioned it was a fundraising committee that wanted to that needed a home to work, a place to work from. It's just much more professional when you got people coming and going, and sometimes you don't want them coming through your home. So for effectively for 450 grand, this clever buyer got an excellent investment, because if you've just tuned in, he's leaving the tenant in there, and he's scalloping out 10 metres squared out of the 70 metres squared for a couple of desks for himself as he's running a charity out of it. So super clever. Anyway, that's I think that's a good scoop out of today. Is there anything else you want to mention on that?
Oh, look, I got to say, you've really got to pick and choose wisely the type of person you're looking to negotiate this sort of deal with, because it can all really spiral out of control real quickly. You know, it's a delicate process. It's almost like you're being a doctor and you're doing surgery. You've got to carefully know where you're maneuvering this through for it to work successfully. And I think we managed that here, you and I. Big, fist bump to you, Mark. We got there in the end.
Yeah, well done, mate. So what happens if that doesn't work out? Like, what happens if they have a brawl and they don't get along with each other? I think you're going to have a floor plan that actually allows for that as well. So if you are doing subletting of your commercial premises and you are building walls, I think you've got to have a bit of a fallback position as well to say, when you're doing your floor plan, that you've both got access to that front door, or you both agree that you can access your premises, because you don't want to have a disagreement and a situation where you can't access the area that you're actually subletting.
That's it. It's all about the strategy around entry and exit points. It's where for example, the switchboard's located. If it's tucked away in one of the spaces, you're completely isolated from the other party. That could make things a little bit awkward, But I think it's about having those upfront conversations at first, because you don't want to be in the lease and all this starts kind of again spiraling out of control. It obviously takes the right person to negotiate that from the start. Otherwise, they call me, they contact me, and we mediate the situation. But again,
mop it up. All right, bud. What's up for today?
Oh, many things on a Saturday, mate. It doesn't stop even for a commercial real estate agent like myself. It's appointment
commercial agents don't normally operate on a Saturday.
Sorry?
We do. Commercial agents don't normally operate on a Saturday. We do.
They don't, but we do, and we keep ourselves busy. I mean, look, throughout the week, there's not a lot of parties that can actually go to a private inspection, for example, to view a site. And I like to take advantage by, at least if I'm going to have it open for a 15-minute period, I'm going to welcome multiple parties there. Give that opportunity to some. You'll look at a commercial property in most cases and you see it sitting there, there's no one in there. I like to get people excited. So that's definitely number one on the checklist for a Saturday. And then it's definitely pumping through a lot of that admin work throughout the week, because there are deals there and they need to be closed.
So what will you do when you finish this conversation? What will you do then? You'll move to your office, your computer, and then you'll start smashing emails or what?
I'll start smashing my admin, at least that I've got that morning portion of it all prepped up, because obviously there are emails that come overnight. But I've already got my Saturday set up from the Friday. So there's not a matter of me trying to organise inspections for today. They're already there. They're already banked in my calendar. It's a matter of being there on time and advising the clients ahead of time that we will be there, and ensuring that, we've got that momentum built.
Jesus. And they're leasing deals and sales deals, are they?
Correct. Yeah. Still, it's incredible to see there's still a lot more sales deals now that are coming through for the following quarter, which is great. A lot of office spaces. People love them. People need them. People want to own or occupy them. It's great. And especially when you've just got that right size, people are definitely jumping on them. But when you've got, for example, leasing opportunities now, people are starting to want some of that bigger sort of property, that bigger asset. But I'll tell you right now, this thing will be like a firecracker. The moment we come off the phone, this is glued to me all day, every day. So,
amazing what these phones do these days, mate. Have a great day.
You too, Mark. Thank you so much.
Take care.